Hi there, my name is Heidi. I'm a Malaysian author and welcome back. If you've been following me for a while now, you know that I've been going on and on about Sang Kancil for the past few weeks. In episode 7, we looked at the historical background of the Sang Kancil stories, how these stories spread, and we looked a bit into the themes and motives which prop up in all his stories. In episode 8 and 9, I told you 2 of the most famous Sang Kancil stories. If you haven't seen those videos yet, I'll put a link down below so you can have a look. In this episode, I want to focus on another aspect of Sang Kancil, and that is one of a judge or mediator. I'll be using a Sang Kancil story which is contained in this book, Malaysian Fables, Folktales and Legends, published by Silverfish Books. Silverfish is a great place. It's a bookstore in Bangsa, in Bangsa Village 2. They support a lot of local writers. They sell a lot of local books. So if you want to support us Malaysian writers and the Malaysian book industry, pop down to Silverfish and have a look. You can also visit their online store. I'll put a link down below. Many of the stories in this book is actually taken from Walter Skeet's book, which is called Fables and Folk Tales from an Eastern Forest. The story that I'm going to take from this book to tell you is actually called The Tiger Gets His Desserts. And it's written in sort of like old style English, but I will tell you the story in my own words as usual. So if you're ready, sit back, relax, chill while I tell you the Sang Kancil story of Tiger Gets His Just Desserts. One day, it came to be that Tiger, Sang Harimau, found himself caught in a trap in a bamboo cage at the edge of the jungle. He sat in the trap thinking, oh, how am I going to get out of here? If the hunter finds me here, he's going to kill me. So he was getting a bit worried. A short while later, a man passed by and Tiger looked at the man. He called out to the man. He said, hey, can you please get me out of this trap? I don't want to get caught by the hunter. And the man looked at the tiger and said, no, I'm not going to release you. You're going to eat me once I let you out. And the tiger said, no, of course I won't eat you. I won't eat my rescuer, my savior. I promise that if you release me, I will not harm you. I will not kill you or attack you. So the kind-hearted man decided to release the tiger. He decided to help the tiger, which was a mistake because as soon as the tiger came out of the cage, he looked at the man and he had a change of heart. He was feeling a little bit hungry and he said to the man, well, now that I'm out here, you look mighty tasty and I think I might just, I've changed my mind. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to eat you. Oh. The man said, that's not fair. I helped you. How can you, and you promised that you wouldn't hurt me, you wouldn't attack me. How can you go back on your promise? And the man insisted that they must ask the verdict of others. So the tiger agreed. They walked along the road, but they couldn't find any other person or any other animal to ask. All they saw was the road that they were on. So the man bent down and he asked the road. He said, and I'll read to you from the book, "O road, road, is it lawful to requite evil for good or good for good only?" In other words, he's asking Road whether it is fair for the tiger to attack him after he had helped him out. And the Road replied, I do good to mankind, but they requite me with evil, defiling my surface as they go. The Road said to the man, even though I am of benefit, I'm of good use to man simply walks over me, they defile me with their feet. So in other words, the Road actually agreed with Tiger. The man couldn't believe this. The tiger got ready to pounce on the man, but the man said, let's ask somebody else. So they walked some more and they didn't find any other animal or any other person. All they saw was a tree. So the man went up to the tree and asked the tree the same thing. And the tree replied, I do good to mankind, but they requite me with evil, lopping off my branches and cutting me down. So once again, the tree sided with the tiger, with Sang Harimau. The man couldn't believe it. He knew that this was unfair. And the tiger got ready to pounce on the man once again, but the man said, let's ask one more person, just one more. So they walked along the road, and who should they meet? They met Sang Kancil. The man explained to Sang Kancil what had happened, and Sang Kancil was quiet for the longest time. He looked at the man, he looked at the tiger. I don't understand. Tiger was in a trap? And Tiger said, yes, I was caught in the trap. But how can you get caught in a trap? You are a big, strong animal. You're the king of the jungle. How did you get trapped? I don't believe you. And Tiger got a bit annoyed. So he said, come follow me. I'll show you how. So the man, Sang Kancil, and Tiger, Sang Harimau, walked all the way back to the trap. And Sang Harimau showed Sang Kancil, this is the trap that I was in. This is the proof that I'm telling you the truth. So Sang Kancil looked at the trap, he looked at the tiger and said, I don't believe you. I don't understand how you managed to get into this trap. And Sang Harimau said, fine, I will show you. And he entered the trap. And as soon as he entered the trap, Sang Kancil closed the door of the trap, trapping the tiger in there. And he said to the tiger, accursed brute, you have returned evil for good, and now you shall die for it. He then called in the neighbors and had the tiger killed. The end. This particular Sang Kancil story is quite typical and follows the usual trope where a predator gets caught in a trap. He pleads with a person or another animal to rescue him, to let him go, and in return he promises not to attack his savior. When the predator is released, he has a change of heart and decides to attack. The savior or the rescuer wants a fair judgment, so they go around asking other animals, other people, and even, in this case, the road and the tree, whether this is a fair judgment. And in most cases, all these other animals and objects actually agree with the predator. And they agree because they are scared of the predator. They don't want to face any repercussions. They want to avoid trouble with the predator. The only animal who disagrees is Sang Kancil, the mousedeer. He pretends that he doesn't understand. He plays dumb. He manipulates the predator back into the trap and kills him. We can compare this tale with some of the Reynard the Fox tales from Europe. Now, Reynard the Fox is a series of animal fables which come from the medieval times, and it's from France. Reynard apparently means fox in French. Like Sang Kancil, Reynard is an anthropomorphic animal, which means these characters act and talk and walk like humans. These tales are considered farcical because they portray those in power as being foolish and unjust. And these stories also highlight individual ingenuity over weak group conformist thinking, which is a valuable lesson for us all, I think. In one of the Reynard stories, the sly fox helps the kind-hearted shepherd who foolishly rescues a snake from a trap, just like in the Sang Kancil story I just told you. Like the tiger, the snake has a change of heart. Once he's released, he wants to attack his savior. Both these stories show how easily those in power can take advantage of those below them. Even though the predator has promised not to hurt the rescuer, the savior, he goes back on this promise just because he can, just because he's in a powerful position. He has power over the weak, so much so that even though they know that the predator has broken his promise, these other animals, these other objects side with the predator in order to avoid future repercussions. It's also interesting to note that in both these stories, Reynard and Sang Kancil don't use force in order to overcome their enemies. Instead, they use their cunning, their wile, their individual ingenuity. They use their clever actions and words. I'll end this video by telling you another quite similar story. That is how Sang Kancil helped Sang Kerbau, the buffalo. So in this story, we're not talking about a tiger, we're talking about a crocodile, Sang Buaya. Sang Buaya found himself trapped under a huge log. He saw Sang Kerbau the buffalo nearby and he spoke to him. He said, "Hey, can you please help me out of this log? I don't want to die here." The buffalo looked at the crocodile and said, "No, I can't. I can't release you. If I release you, you'll attack me and eat me." But Sang Buaya, the crocodile, said, "No, I promise I won't eat you. Just help me lift the log." The kind-hearted buffalo agrees. He lifts up the log, and as soon as the crocodile is released, he decides to attack the buffalo. The buffalo says, "No, that's not fair. Let's ask someone if what you're doing is right." They waited for a while, and who should come by but Sang Kancil. They explained the situation to Sang Kancil, and Sang Kancil and he looked a bit confused. He said, I don't understand. How did Sang Buaya, the crocodile, get trapped?" And Sang Buaya said, "I'll show you." So Sang Buaya got himself back in position. Then he asked the buffalo to put the log back onto his head, onto his back to trap him. And then he said to Sang Kancil rather proudly, "This is how I was trapped." And Sang Kancil laughed and he said to Sang Kerbau, the buffalo, he said, "Don't release him. He doesn't deserve it." And that is the story of how Sang Kancil helped Sang Kerbau, the buffalo. So what do you think of this story? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so please do leave a comment. I really hope you liked this video, and if you did, please do like and subscribe to my channel. Please support me in my mission to get these Nusantara tales out there. Next week, we will be leaving Sang Kancil, but don't worry, we will come back to him. There's so many more Sang Kancil stories I need to tell you. There's so much more to explore about this fascinating character. Next week, I'm really excited because we will be going to Indonesia, where I will tell you the magical tale of Timun Mas. I'll see you in the next video.